welcome to another video. This week I am planning the week of March the 2nd through March the 8th in my Erin Condren hourly planner. I got this at the very beginning of the school year because I thought that it would be a good way to get an overview of my week, but my daily schedule doesn't fit into these little hour blocks very well, so I ended up not really using it. And then this week in particular, I was waiting for a new planner to come in, but didn't want to start new inserts while waiting because I was previously in some B6 Lights planner action inserts. But because they're month-long inserts, I didn't want to use one for like 1 week of March and then not finish it, because if I go back to B6 inserts, then I have that whole insert available and I can just redate it if I ever want to. So I'd rather save the whole insert and just use this for this week, especially since this was a light week. I didn't have a regular schedule, so even though my regular schedule doesn't work with this planner, this week was far more flexible. And so if you noticed, like I just did, that I had been planning on the week of Monday, February 24th, I also just noticed. And so this is me flipping to the right week and whiting out the appropriate parts. Another thing I generally didn't like about this planner is those little weird rounded edges. I don't get the rounded edges Erin Condren did this year, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do next. But I hope it's not more rounded edges. The rounded corners, they're kind of weird. I really don't like them. So I'm whiting them out and I'm laying down some washi tape as a header kind of thing. And originally I was going with this green color because I was going to do a green themed spread, because I was coming from having planned my monthly also in this planner because I really needed to see all the things coming up in March and keep them in mind, because as you'll see, there were quite a few things going on. So I start with this green washi tape because I think, oh, I'm going to use leftovers from my monthly kit in this and then just kind of piece together a spread. Well, that doesn't work because I forgot that I used my leftovers from my memory planner to do my weekly spreads. And there was a kit from my memory planner that I really liked that I was using this week, and I really wanted to be able to use the leftovers. And it was a particular kit format that actually had several extra full boxes, and so it was perfect to spread over more than one planner spread. And I completely forgot about it. But I don't know that yet. I picked out these date covers and I'm putting them up across the top. And then I think shortly after I put them on, I remember my other planner kit. Okay, so I have entered the time-lapse portion of this video. And so I've been doing my intro and stuff at 1x speed, but now I am at 3x speed, which is the speed I usually like to do these videos in. And this is me remembering the kit that I had. So I got that out. I took off this green washi tape. This is going to be my third time laying washi tape down across the very top of this spread, but it is mercifully the last time. Instead, I go with this pink 5mm washi tape from the Simply Gilded December box. I think it was December. And it has these really nice little hearts on it with like a matte light gold foil, which is really interesting, and so I quite like it. Then I put a full box up at the top after whiting out the March, and I realized that the kit I was using actually matches that little hexagon fairly well, and in my memory spread I actually didn't cover up the March, and so I didn't need to do that here either, but I forgot. So I whited it out habitually and then I covered it with this full box of a typewriter. This kit is from Planning or Planner, depending on what, if you're doing printables or print, I think. Planning Choco, and it's called Vintage Romance, I think. And yeah, at the bottom I am lining that little weird section with the hexagons that I whited out. I'm lining it with this washi tape with bright gold bows on a pink floral background from the Simply Gilded and Planner Sophisticate collaboration. And I've got my camera in a new location, so every now and again I knock it, and that's what you're seeing when the screen wobbles. I'm using this vertical pink bows with gold foil washi tape to mark on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday when final exams are for my students and which pertinent exam that day I want to keep track of. So first Monday was the physics final and Tuesday was the algebra final. I teach both of those classes, so that was when I needed to be there proctoring the final. And then Wednesday we had something called conflict exams. So if a student is taking more than one math or more than one science, um, then they can only take one of the exams during the regular science or math block. On Monday and Tuesday, I wrote the specific classes that I teach, but it's actually just Monday morning is science, Tuesday morning is math. And so if they have more than one subject of a particular area, they take the other exam in conflicts. So that's what that's about. Then at 3 o'clock, I used this little pencil to mark that comments were due. So I had to finish writing comments in a Google Doc for my students so that their advisors could go in and actually summarize their work this trimester in a letter for their parents. And then because I don't have anything scheduled in the evenings really at all, most of my scheduled events happen earlier in the day, I'm whiting out these last 5 lines all across the week so that I can put these full box checklists because I wanted to be able to have some space to just write things I needed to do but didn't have a specific time that I had to do them. And I really like how this spread came out. I like how those boxes look at the bottom. Long-term planning, if I kept this up, I would probably always want them to be at the bottom, and that would get on my nerves because it would start to create a weird sticker ridge down there. But I don't use this planner regularly. Alright, so now I've zoomed in so that you can see a little better. And I'm blocking off a big chunk of time on Sunday because I actually have to fly to Ohio for a job interview on Monday. And so I'm flying out on Sunday and I marked that with another strip of this pink and gold bow washi tape. Then I'm off looking for a sticker, I think. Here it is. So I used this blue half box and a purple airplane sticker to mark that flight, and then I just write in that I'm flying to Toledo. Wow, this took me longer than I thought it did. Okay, now I'm trying to figure out what time I need to actually leave to get to the airport. And so I did that math and I'm marking it with more washi tape and then a little car sticker because I have to drive to the airport, which unfortunately is kind of far away. The closest airport to me doesn't actually fly out to where I need it to, and so I had to drive farther. So that's a bummer, but I marked it. I have also since noted that grades are due on Thursday morning. And then I'm going in and writing the date numbers on the date covers because I didn't want to go find any like foiled date dots or anything like that. Then I'm checking with my monthly to make sure that I actually got everything down that I need to, and I'm adding on Monday that I actually have a call at 3:30. I had a call with the school, and so I marked that with this little arrow sticker after whiting out some time because I did already use the 3 o'clock slot for the deadline of comments being due. Similarly, over on Thursday at 2 o'clock, I had another call with another school. And all of these calls are just part of the initial interview process, at least for an independent school. I'm not sure what the process is like for public schools, but at independent schools, typically you send in your initial application materials, cover letter, resume, references, that kind of thing. And then if they're interested in they set up a call or a Skype conference and you talk to them. It's kind of an initial interview thing. And then after that, if they like the interview and they want to um, hear more from you and like move you into the next step of the interview process, then that typically involves an on-campus visit. And so I had 2 calls with schools this week, and then I'm actually moving to the um, on-campus interview portion of the application process for 2 schools, one of which is actually this call I had on Monday. So that's fun. While I was talking, I also marked that spring break begins on Thursday. So that's nice. I had like one meeting on Friday, so I guess technically it was Friday, but all the things I had to do were due on Thursday. Then I'm building up my sidebar really quickly, putting 2 habit trackers over on the right, and that's actually the left, so over on the left. And then under that, a full box checklist to keep track of a few week-long to-dos that I had in mind, but hadn't decided when I was going to do them. Friday, I'm whitening out the top because I thought that that would be a good place for one more decorative full box, so I stuck that up there. Then on Thursday, I'm marking that at 4 o'clock, all of the faculty were invited to a happy hour with like hosted by administration. And I didn't end up going to that, but I marked it because when I was putting this together, I wasn't sure yet whether I would want to go. I didn't. And then I decided to white out all of those little 3 o'clock little sections because I thought that I wanted to put glitter headers there to break up the section of like timed scheduled events on top and my to-do lists on the bottom. I also just wanted to use more of the glitter headers. Then on Saturday, I am doing some whiteout on the very early hours just to put down a bill due sticker and mark that that's when my student loan repayment is automatically deducted from my account. And then on Sunday, I'm adding that it's the spring forward evening, so we lose an hour of sleep. Very sad reality because I'm going to have an interview Monday morning, so I have to keep that in mind now that I think about it, that I'm going to have one less hour of sleep than I think I will, and I need to go to sleep a little earlier than I probably otherwise would. That's this week's spread all laid out. I'm adding a few random little pieces of deco, but I am mostly finished and wrapping up right now. I really like how this week came out. I enjoyed using it this week. I don't think I would use this regularly ever, but it was a fun experiment, and I hope that you found this interesting and you liked what you've seen. And if you did, be sure to like, comment, and or subscribe so that I know. And thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.